Primitive SJF. Primitive preempts execution of currently running process and switch the CPU to the another process. SJF means shortest job first. Primitive SJF, that is it preempt the shortest job. Okay. Primitive SJF process P1, P2, P3, P4. Arrival time is also given 0, 1, 2, 3. Burst time is also given 8, 4, 9, 5. Now we have to calculate average waiting time for the algorithm using the algorithm primitive SJF. Now the Gantt chart for that P1 0 to 1. We have to first create the Gantt chart. For that, for the process P1 is arrived at the time of 0 and his burst time is 8. So at the 0 time there is only single process is in the queue. That's why its burst time is 8. P2 burst time is 4, but P2 is arrived at the time 1. P3 arrive at the time of 2 and P4 arrive at the time of 3. But at the time of 0 only there is a single process, that is the P1 in the queue. So there is no comparison between any process with the P1 at the time 0. At the time 0 the CPU is allocated to the process P1 from 0 to 1. But at the time 1 there is another process called as the P2 is come, whose burst time is 4. Now the available burst time for the P1 is 7 and P2 is 4, which is the less. 7 is more than 4. Therefore, there will be the switching occur between a process P1 and P2, and processor is allocated to the process P2 at the time 1 and it will be executed to the time 2. At the time 2 there is another process will come, that will be the P3 process and its burst time is 9 and P2 burst time remaining is 3. Therefore, which is the shortest? P2 is shortest time remaining. Therefore, it will be the continue P2. At the time 3 there is another process will become, that is a P4, but the burst time is 5 and remaining time is only 2. Therefore, P2 will goes continue and completes its execution up to the 5. After the finish of P2 there is a competency between these all three processes. Which process is less? P4 5, P3 9 and P1 is 8. Therefore processor is allocated to the process P4. Now P4 is executing at the time of 5 because his burst time is 5. 5 to 5 means 10. After that, which is the shortest job? P4. After that P1 for the time 8. One time is already executed, therefore remaining time is 7. 10 to 17 P1 will be executed. After that P3 arrival time will be 2, that we have to not consider. Now the burst time will be 9, therefore it will be executed from 17 to 26, that is a 9. That is the we have prepared the Gantt chart. One thing has to remember, during the very first arrival time is 0, that process come to the processor. After that any process that will come, we have to compare the burst time. Whichever the smaller burst time, we have switched the CPU to that process. After that we have to calculate the waiting time. Waiting time of P1 is arrival time minus completion time. So what will be the arrival time? Will be 0, and what will be the finish time or allocation of CPU time? 10. So 1 minus 10, that will be the 0 minus 10, that will be 10, but is already at the 0 time it will cut the CPU. That's why 1 up to the 1 time it will be executed, 0 to 1. That's why 10 minus 1, that is equals to 9. तो कितना टाइम मिलेगा उसे? 9. After that P2 arrival time is 1. After that completion time, after that arrival time, after the starting time is also 1. 1 minus 1, that is only 0. After that P3 starting time will be 17 and arrival time will be 2, that is will be 15. After that P4 starting time will be 5 and arrival time will be 3, that is equals to 2. Understand? Okay, after that we have to calculate the average waiting time for the process P1, P2, P3, P4. That is 9 plus 0 plus 15 plus 2 divided by 4 is equals to 26 divided by 4 is equals to 6.5. Just we have to, during the calculating the average waiting time, we just remember that 0 to 1, that is a 1. After that 10 to 17, it will be the waiting time will be 10 minus 1, that is a 9 will be its time. After that P2 1 starting, arrival time is 1, that's why it will be the 0. P2 P3 17 starting time minus arrival time to 15. Thank you for watching video. If you like, subscribe to my channel.